What's up guys, Super Bat Boy 33 here. Today I'm doing another challenge where I write an entire short story in 24 hours. Now what I classify as a short story is 10 pages or less, so it's going to have to be that. I have my basic idea. I think I'm going to do a story about a guy who gets lost in an abandoned laboratory, is put through a series of tests, then finds his long lost father. That's just the basic idea. Let's hop right into it. Also guys, if I do this challenge, I get bragging rights. And if I don't achieve this challenge, nothing happens. Anyway, let's begin. So it's the next day, and it's exactly 3:25 p.m. Now, I started this challenge at 7:27 p.m. exactly yesterday. So now I have 4 hours to complete the rest of the paper. Let's see if I can do this thing. I completed the challenge, guys. If you guys don't want to hear the short story, you can pause the video right now. Thank you so much for watching. But for those of you that do want to hear the short story, stick around, because the story starts right now. It was a dark, stormy night. Nah, I'm just kidding. Let's start the real story. As Andrew Dillon removed his goggles, he knew this would be his best creation yet. He was grinning from ear to ear in happiness when his roommate, Walter Evans, entered Drew's lab via the secure sliding door. "What's this?" Walter yawned. "A cookie?" Drew shook his head. "Not just any cookie. This device." Drew took a bite out of the machine, which resembled and tasted like a cookie. "Which is completely edible, I might add. Tells you your exact food status of that day. How many carbohydrates you digested, how many you wore off, how many sugars." "So, a cookie," Walt interrupted, eating the rest of the chocolatey treat. "Yeah, sure, a cookie," Drew sighed. Although Walt was his friend, he would never understand real technology. Apparently, Walt was thinking the same thing. Drew, I expected so much more out of you. I asked for lasers, no lasers. I asked for time machines, no time machines. You don't understand science!" "Science fiction, more like," Drew thought. Out loud he said, "Fine, I'll find an expert then," and exited the room into the endless halls of the University of Technology. Scanning the hallways for a professor, Drew ran into someone, or rather, someone's stomach. "What are you doing here, nerd?" the mouth belonging to the huge student said. "Great, just the thing I need," thought Drew sarcastically. "I was going to ask you the same thing myself," he stated. "You know, going to the gym, getting buff," the student, no giant, named Stan said, looking down in disgust at Drew's muscle, or should I say, complete lack of. "Hey, neat gizmo," Stan continued, ripping the last working prototype of the CookieBot 2.0 out of Drew's hands. "Wonder what it does." "Give that back," Drew demanded, grabbing for the machine. "Sorry, punk," Stan said, shoving Drew away. "This is mine now, whatever it does, and I'm bringing it to Professor Canlin to show him that I am a genius." "But you can't do that," Drew yelled. "I think I just did," Stan laughed evilly over his shoulder as he stomped down the hallway. Drew walked down the dark street, hoodie up and head down. Another fail. If only my father were here to fix everything, Drew thought. He gazed out into the graveyard, where his father, Hugo Dillon, the renowned scientist, rested somewhere among the tall gravestones. Suddenly, the square of sidewalk Drew was on shifted beneath his weight, and he heard a quiet, yet distinct, metal clink. Drew glanced around. The only building this sound could have come from was an empty warehouse to his left. An empty warehouse that had never been there before. Drew touched the wall, and immediately the entire building disappeared. "Whoa," Drew breathed. "Advanced cloaking technology." His mind was already whirring with the possibilities. Drew touched the wall again, causing the building to reveal itself once more. Tentatively, he stepped inside. "Intruder alert! Intruder alert!" Drew whirled around to leave, but the heavy metal door shut before he could even blink. Suddenly, the alarms terminated, and Drew was left in complete blackness. Until the next second, when bright fluorescent lights flicked on to unveil a completely different room than the one Drew had just been in. Fascinating, Drew thought. Whoever designed this was a technological genius. However, it looked as if there was no way to escape this room. Drew scanned the room for clues, a trait he had gained from his father. However, all he noticed were the solid metal walls, a door impossible to reach, and a few items fastened to the ceiling. Suddenly, he picked up the faint melody of a song he immediately recognized as a chant his father had taught him when Drew was 8 to help him memorize the periodic table. The periodic table, Drew sang under his breath. Hydrogen, helium. Immediately, the room changed. Drew realized he was now floating? Zero gravity that you can breathe in, Drew mused. Man, this guy's good. But how did the mystery man know about his father's periodic table song? Drew pushed this thought to the back of his mind, as he now had access to both the door and the items. As he floated toward the ceiling, Drew examined the items. They were pieces for a digital thermometer, but why? His father had had a strange obsession with temperature, and this mystery man obviously knew his father well. Glancing over at the door, Drew realized it was password secure. Instantly, it clicked in his mind. The temperature of the room had to be the code to the door. Drew immediately assembled the thermometer and took the temperature. 43 degrees. Great. He waded over to the door, typing the digits 4 and 3 into the machine. The massive door slowly slid open. Drew entered the room, and the effects of zero gravity immediately wore off. He noticed a hooded man standing in the center of the new room. "Who are you?" Drew asked the mystery man, genuinely curious. "You know me," the man said. Drew gasped as the man removed his hood. There before him stood Hugo Dillon, his father. "All these years," Drew choked. "It's a long story," said his father, a tear rolling down his face. Hugo embraced his son, and 7 years of dirt and grime disappeared from their relationship as the father and son reunited. I hope you guys enjoyed this challenge. Thank you so much for watching. For now, Super Bat Boy 33 out.